Hello and welcome back to the Hot Healthyish Podcast with Meg, Lauren, and Janelle, where we pull back the curtain and have unfiltered mom chats over coffee. Today we are talking about our coffee obsessions, excitement for fall, mom guilt that we had during the summer, and then with Meg officially being 36 weeks pregnant, we're talking about birth plans, what we've learned from our own labor experiences, preparing mentally for birth, advocating for yourself, and some of those not so glamorous pregnancy symptoms that nobody warns you about. Today officially starts the last week of August, which means September is right around the corner. And if you're looking for something to get you focused and ready for the fall, I need you to know about the challenge happening in September. We're calling it the Step-tember Challenge, and it's giving the girls an opportunity to stay focused on their step counts as we get into a new routine in fall. The Step-tember Challenge is a perfect way to keep you focused on probably one of the top 5 pillars of fat loss and wellness, which would be general movement or step counts. It's so underrated. If you're a desk job worker, odds are you might be getting around 3,000 steps throughout your day. So getting that up more towards 8,000 steps a day is really going to have a huge impact on your health. Lauren has some delicious fall recipes that she'll be sharing, and we're going to keep rocking and rolling with our 30-minute workouts. So maybe you're a postpartum mom, maybe you're a year postpartum and you're ready to focus on yourself again with a plan that you can follow with ease that's actually going to help you build muscle and lose body fat. Hot and Healthyish is for you. $40 a month. We'd love to see you inside the program. The details on joining her in the show notes. So grab your coffee, head out for your walk, or turn us on while you're getting things done around the house. Let's dive into the episode. So Meg, you are 36 weeks pregnant.
36
right?
weeks.
You said 36 weeks the other day.
Yep.
So what's your vision for your birth? Do you have a vision?
I have a vision that I want to happen. Obviously, if you've read my book or heard my story of my first birth, it did not go as planned and it was very scary. So I'm kind of at high risk just with needing a certain doctor and a lot extra nurses in case anything would happen. But my last birth was very redeeming and beautiful, so I don't expect it to happen again because it was so rare. But I got induced with both my girls at 39 weeks. So I really don't want to do that again. I would love to experience either like my water breaking or, oh, you're 8 centimeters dilated, you're going to have a baby, or you are having contractions and I actually go to the hospital. So that's my vision that I want to happen. But I also know that if my body is ready and it's an okay thing to get induced, and knowing that I'd have my doctor and those nurses, I would feel comfortable with that too. So yeah, I kind of have plan A, plan B, but I really want to experience the way it is supposed to go,
Like a spontaneous, okay,
Yeah.
that was a hard contraction. Like, oh yeah, that was another hard
Yeah. Like,
contraction.
okay,
And
I
then
think we need to go to the hospital type of thing. So yeah, but I've never had a C-section or anything. So I intend hopefully I didn't tear last time, nothing. So it was just really beautiful last time. So I'm praying that it's like that again. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm just trying to pray for patience and peace right now because it's very hard the last like 4 weeks. When you could have a baby tomorrow, or you could have a baby in 4 weeks or 5 weeks, or so one of those things. And I'm not very patient when it comes to wanting to meet my baby. So
Are you eating a bunch of dates? I feel like that's always the thing I did at the end.
I have all my dates prepped. I put peanut butter and chocolate on them with some almonds. So those are in the
like a
freezer.
Snickers bar.
Yes, it's a healthy Snickers bar for sure. So I have those. I have raspberry leaf tea. I'm going to try the Miles circuit, which some of you may have heard of what it is, but it's 3 different exercises. 2 of them are like stretches, and one of them is curb walking or climbing stairs. And you do each exercise for 30 minutes. So it's a 90-minute circuit. So it's long, but it's supposed to help induce labor and have labor go a little smoother. Again, you can try all of these things and it might not even work for you.
Yeah.
But I'm all about trying the natural ways to induce labor. So yeah, that's on my list today, is to do the mile circuit if I get time while the girls are napping.
So that's consistently climbing a curb or like stairs for 30 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Wow.
It gets long, I've heard. that part does, especially. The other ones are just stretches, so it's not as hard. You aren't tired from that, I guess.
Wow.
Janelle, you've always been open about your births and stuff. What's
Yeah.
usually your plan around things? Because for my first baby, I felt like I took a birthing class and I had a 3-page PDF on my birth plan that I brought with me. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, you can't really control this plan, but you go in with this idea of what's going to happen. But I kind of wanted an epidural for mine. So the second time around, I was just like, get that and then get me a turkey sandwich as soon as I pop this baby out.
Yeah. And I feel like you go in with a plan, and 90% of the time it doesn't always go exactly like you wanted it to go. But it's good still to have a plan. Did you feel like yours did, Janelle?
I guess I was just like my plan honestly was to just stay relaxed as possible. Like that was like the one thing I was thinking about. I'm like I want to be in complete control was really just like my plan. Well, and control in the sense of like control of my body, not getting tense. Like I wanted to like really be in control of my reaction to each contraction, like dropping shoulders, relaxing my pelvic floor, like just and just like picturing my baby just like in some ways just like sliding out. Like I didn't know, I wanted
Yeah,
everything to just be very
for
calm.
sure.
And so that was my plan. It was just calm. And I think for really, especially for Liam and Adeline, it really was that way. Liam was probably my least painful birth, like borderline no pain. And obviously it's painful, but like I didn't get the epidural for any. I didn't want the epidural and honestly partly because any sort of needle I don't want it. I think the worst part of labor is when they put the IV in your arm. Like that is just I don't like that. Like they get that
I don't
off of
like
me.
needles.
So I'm like that was part of the reason why I didn't want the epidural. I wanted to just be in control. So Jayla was definitely my hardest.
And first
And
kid.
what'd you say?
First kid.
Yeah, and I had a lot of back labor. I was like, this is hard. Like this is the hardest thing I've ever done. And like the doctor looked at me pretty seriously with Jayla towards the end. Like she was kind of on her way out and she looked at me and she was like, you need to have a good next push. And I could tell if I didn't, I think they were gonna have to actually like cut me so she could come. I think that's what the plan was if I didn't have a good next push, but looking back, I was pushing wrong. Like I was pushing with my whole body. I was so sore for like days after giving birth to her. Like my whole body was so sore. Like I literally felt like I got hit by a train. And I was just I wasn't breathing correctly and I was using my whole body and I wasn't engaging my muscles like I should have. So
And you just don't know on your
you
first.
don't.
I learned so much from my first to second on how to labor and certain things to do better. So,
Yeah, and you do, and it's your first time doing it, and you're like, okay, it's time to push, and you're like, okay, like like you said, Lauren, I took a class on this, like I read about it, but you'd never have pushed a baby out before,
yeah.
so
I have to give you a ton of credit because you taught me what a core breath was, and that carries through the labor and a ton postpartum too, just to try to re-engage again.
Absolutely.
it's like simple, yes, it makes so much sense. Well, it's literally how you push your baby out. Is it's the core breath is literally how you push your baby out. So with Liam and Adeline, it was very good. My scary part with Adeline was I was laying in bed, and you know how they push on your belly, like to get the blood out after you have a baby? They were doing that, and there wasn't like a ton of blood, which I've never been like a really heavy bleeder, but I only bleed for like maybe 2 weeks after having a baby, and it's not even that much. Like it's very light. So I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of blood, but then I stood up, and it's like all of it just fell out of me. But it was a blood clot, essentially, is what it was. But it was ginormous, and I immediately felt like I was gonna pass out. Like I, I did not feel okay, and it terrified me. I was like, I felt it, and I was like, that was, and I could tell that like the nurses rushed in. They were obviously worried. Like this is a massive blood clot. Like this is not. This is like, are you okay, sort of thing. And apparently it was just me sitting there. Like I didn't get up and move a whole lot after I gave birth, and so apparently it was just kind of consolidating, like and not.
Yeah.
That was my scary moment, and I just think about that sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I really hope that you just hope everything goes well. And it will go well. But
I always get anxiety leading up to it. Like, I'm like, right now, I'm like, oh boy. Just like even the other night, I had Braxton Hicks, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, this is just a glimpse into what it's about to feel like. I told Gil, I'm like, this sucks, and I'm about to experience it 20,000 times worse. But also, like, I feel like mindset is huge. Just going in with, like, you're going to have the best reward in your arms. Like, I don't even care how it, like, you want it to go a certain way, but as long as they can be here safely in my arms and everything can go smooth, then I'm good, you know? It's just wild what our bodies can do, first of all, and wild how you literally forget how terrible that just was after you're holding your baby. It's just amazing how God just like makes you forget that pain. I feel like at least
it is
so,
amazing.
yeah, we just
I
keep
like
doing it. So
I like what you said though, Janelle, about just remaining calm, because I'll never forget a podcast I listened to one time, and it was about how the amount of C-sections now over time has drastically increased. And I think it's because doctors are getting less and less patient, just wanting to push Pitocin and popping these babies out as fast as they can. And the big thing about the C-sections is it's quick and on to the next, and they can make more money that way, is what I've
I totally think
heard. So just, I feel like the biggest part that Cassie, she has birthing plans, was just like to stick up for yourself. And
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I feel
And
like
to say no to something, like, like, and you don't want to, like, they're the doctor, like, you want to assume that they have the best, like, action plan or, next step. And it's like, yeah, you kind of got to listen to your gut a little bit. I'm trying to think. I said notice. I think they asked me if I wanted Pitocin with Adeline, and I wasn't even there for like an hour. And I was like, no, like, I'm good. I'm gonna let my body do what it needs to do, and it does progress. Like, especially if you can stay relaxed, like your body will push your baby out. Like it will. And so that's, yeah, a really good point.
yeah, I have to give a shout out to Paige Gillis. She literally has changed my whole pregnancies and labor and just stuff I had no idea, like the way to breathe and the way to give birth. It doesn't have to be on your back, like just so many different things, and just helping me through pregnancy and the pains that you experience. So I'm heading there tomorrow to get dry needled, and it hurts. And we've talked about this on this podcast before, but it definitely relieves some of that pain the next couple days. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her.
So will you go more than once before baby?
I had one more appointment scheduled, and I just added this one for tomorrow because I'm having a lot of pressure and pain. So I just texted her. I said, do you think you can squeeze me in for some dry needling? And then the last appointment in August, she's going to show me just labor positions, kind of refresh my brain with how to breathe and certain things to do during labor, just advice and everything. And like she would say, if you have to get an epidural, that's okay. Like, you don't get this huge reward for, not getting it or getting it. Like, you do what you feel like is best. And I am a big believer in that for women, because if your labor's super long, it's going to be harder to not get an epidural if you get induced, but if you go in and it's an hour, you can probably push through without it. So everybody's story is so different. So whatever you're deciding to do, I'm all for it, because we all have different birth stories.
Yes. Amen.
where's all of your places she's gonna needle? Like your back, your legs?
Yeah, usually she does my sciatic nerve because I do have a little pain there. But for the first time, I don't know if it's the way he's sitting or he's a bigger baby. I'm not sure. I have a lot of pain. This is a little TMI, but down there is what I'm going to say. And then my inner thigh area, especially on my left side, like even to do any sort of leg raise, turnover in bed, really pretty much anything I'm doing, it's like really painful. So she'll dry needle like very close to, and then like the inner thigh basically is where she will stick the needles in. So it sounds kind of scary, but it does relieve some of that pain and pressure. So I'm having a lot of issues with varicose veins in the same area. Again, never had that. I've never had a varicose vein in my life. So my sister had them on her legs, so I knew what they were. But I was very alarmed when I was like, whoa, I have never seen one of these. But it makes sense that there's that much pressure, and obviously he's sitting in a certain something, to be causing that. So yeah, wish me luck tomorrow.
That's one of those things that I kind of forgot how severe they were. I still have varicose veins, and when I was saying that I was working really late just on your feet and it being hot, they still hurt me to this day. It just feels like achy bruises on just my right leg, but it traveled like all the way down, all the way up that whole leg, and one side down there just felt like it was blown up like a balloon, and
Yeah,
it's terrifying.
Sounds horrible.
it really is. Janelle, did you ever have any?
I've never had any varicose veins, thankfully. I feel like there's a lot of different types of like aches and pains, and thankfully that's never one that I've experienced. I have a tiny bit of scoliosis in my lower back, and so it's just like that one side for me is like it hurts. Like, and then I'm at that point where it's starting to creep in, and I'm like, oh, there it is. The second I give birth, like it goes away. Like, I don't know, but no varicose veins,
And
thankfully.
I did ask my doctor because I was so alarmed, and I said, are these going to go away? And she said they'll go away like shortly after you give birth. You will feel so much better, and it'll look better and everything. So I was like, oh, good. Kale was like, oh, good. So yeah, I think we were both a little alarmed by that, but just the joys of pregnancy. And I feel like the more babies you have, the harder it is. I don't know. That's my experience so far. But also your body just knows what it's doing, like, and it's just going to do what it's going to do. There's no stopping it. So I try to help all the aches and pains in the ways I can. But I also know that at this point, the pressure I've been feeling for the past 6 to 8 weeks is not going to go away until he's out of me. So I'm just pushing through these next few weeks. But
that's when you just rest. I would just rest. I mean, you're doing a 90-minute workout soon, but seriously, I would just lay down.
This morning, my alarm went off at 4:30, and I'm like, oh, this is getting really tough, to get up and do this. But once I'm out there, and I really still enjoy it like I do in a different kind of way. And I still feel good when I'm done in a different way. But he did say, he's like, maybe you should take like the last week off, just rest. And I'm like, it's just hard when you run the workout.
Yeah.
You want to be out there. So, and then you hear.
I guess you still can be just like, just you can kind of pick and choose and things like that.
Do your own thing. But yeah, so maybe I'm not very good when people tell me to rest. So maybe I'll take your advice.
I just know I need to rest. Like sometimes I'm like, if I lay down with a pillow in between my legs, like that is what will make me feel better. Like I know if I spend the next, because I do have days where I'm like literally on my feet all day long, like cleaning the house. Like I have, my tasks every day, but like sometimes at the end of those days, I'm like, I am limping. Like I am limping. And I wear tennis shoes around my house, and not everyone does, but I have one pair of shoes I have one pair of Hokas that are like house designated.
Nice.
And so that definitely helps. If I gotta wear my shoes or my back's gonna like not be happy with me.
Yeah.
There's another thing that's been a big pain lately, and that's been these darn fruit flies in my house. I'm like opening a hotel for them. It seems like there's millions of them.
That is so frustrating.
Have you tried, like, I know that you can stir up some mixture and sit it on your counter. I've never tried. Have you tried anything?
So I've set some traps. We got I did make a little mixture of apple cider vinegar and dish soap, and then you put like saran wrap on it, poke holes. So I've done a couple of those, but I only get like three of them at a time. It seems
You
like.
darn flies.
But those annoying I need a Zevo. Those. I finally bought one of those, so that'll hopefully be here in a day or two.
Thank goodness.
Well, let me know if those work. I totally know what you're talking about. I've never had to buy one, but that's great.
Yeah.
I feel like once you get like two, there's like all of a sudden there's like you said, a million.
Yeah, and then I'm making these traps and these lights, and I'm guessing, am I gonna just attract more of them? But I just put all my fruit in the fridge the other day, so it feels wrong to have bananas in my fridge, but that's the point that we're at.
Yeah, no, I understand. I do that a lot, like just put all the fruits and bread and everything in the fridge because I feel like they just come out and they last long. I feel like the fruit lasts longer if it's in the fridge too sometimes. So
Yes, we always have a lot of produce, so now it feels like my fridge is just overloaded at all times.
yeah, for sure.
We had gnats like decently bad. It was, what was it? We were leaving for our family vacation in May, so it was like we were going to be gone for 4 days. And I'm definitely the type of person that likes to leave the house clean when we're going on an extended trip. Like the kitchen needs wiped down, the trash needs taken out, all of that. Dishwasher needs started. And Kyle came home and he was like antsy to leave and he's like loading things up and he's ready to go. And I'm like, I still have like 5 chores to do in the kitchen, like, And he was like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. And I'm like, okay, like, it's fine. But then there were like a couple things like that they still like food, like there was food in a bowl and these random things that were left on the counter. And we came back to a gnat disaster. And I was like, okay, that's literally why we have to leave the kitchen clean because, and they stuck around for like weeks, and then we ended up going to like Ace Hardware or something and buying some gnat trap juice sort of thing, and that did it for me. I will say, like they didn't listen to my vinegar banana apple concoction, but they did go into the other thing, which was good.
Oh.
You just need the hard chemicals.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta use the bad stuff that's not good for your breathing or home, but
it
does the job.
I was cleaning a window and I had Windex, and then I saw this little bundle of fruit flies, so I just quick sprayed them down, and then I'm like, I'm literally just spraying chemicals all over my house.
At that point, you're like, whatever it takes.
Yeah. My mom just walked in, FYI.
So don't say anything bad about me.
Lauren likes your round doorways.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I know. It's funny for a house that was built in the 1800s.
Podcast guest. Instagram later.
Oh, yay.
The famous Susie.
Oh.